Hi all, and welcome to the Leadel 7 show. I'm your host Andy Cohen, and I will be guiding you through this week's take on the latest and greatest in Jewish social media. Do you know what that means? Honestly, I also don't, but stay tuned because we're about to find out. But first, a missing 13-year-old boy spent 11 days riding the subway in San Francisco with only $10 in his pocket and a book bag. God, Hernandez Jr., teach me how to use and abuse public transport too. And for all you iPhone users out there, I've got a wee bit of bad news. There is the first official iPhone virus, which allows hackers to see one's personal information on their phone. But like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy says, don't panic. And lastly, a study in Israel was recently released showing that 78% of single women are harassed at the workplace. I mean, God, that is a huge... Oh, God, I thought I told you.
Come on.
I thought the restraining order, but no means no.
Hey, just...
Mommy, I told you no. God, I work with him, not under that guy. But before we get to this week's lineup, I wanted to tell you about the Jews That Do contest. We're looking for those extraordinary people in your world that are doing, well, pretty much what they do best. Doctors, lawyers, musicians, moms, teachers, scientists, rappers, activists, you name it. So if you have some talent, go ahead, give it a shoot. And hey, there's even prizes involved, like a brand new shiny MacBook Pro. Log onto our website and check out the details. Have you ever thought about what rabbis do in their spare time? What do you mean spare time? He's a rabbi, for God's sake. See what I did there? God's sake, rabbi. Anyway, I mean, God's a 24/7, 365-day for life job. I mean, he's God. But let's take a look at what happens when a rabbi does get a bit of spare time. Meet Yuri Foreman. He's the light middleweight and undefeated Israeli-Belarusian boxing champion. He's well on his way to becoming a somebody for the record books. I mean, this guy could seriously be a superhero. A cross between Rocky and Fiddler on the Roof. Rocky on the Roof, or better yet, a fiddling Rocky. On a totally different topic, I recently attended the Genocide Conference, which was eye-opening as well as thought-provoking. As much as the world would like to pretend that this issue no longer exists, it does, and it's still happening today. This might be news for you, but Africa is part of the world, guys. No point in denying it. This conference revealed to me that we all could use some more life lessons before we can really start to find a way to prevent human atrocities. Our own Iran Noah Nurberger shot and edited this fine piece of video.
We have to think about the relationship between the Holocaust and subsequent genocides.
The governments do not understand that the root is to understand evil.
I've always wanted to meet a smart, good-looking, older, artsy type of guy, which is why our research development team tracked down the very talented Mike Darnell. Thanks, guys. Good work. Welcome, Mike, to the studio. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So you are a digital artist. How does one even get into something like that?
Well, for me, it was kind of by chance. I was sitting in front of my computer in my studio in Jerusalem when a Skype message flashed and said, you know, draw me a sheep. And since I'm used to getting see-my-naked pictures on Skype, this was really surprising.
Right.
Not that I have anything
Don't knock the
against
naked pictures,
precisely.
please. That's how I get all my dates.
So I looked for a photo of a sheep and fiddled with it a little bit and sent it out to this person who asked me for the picture of a sheep. And I've been doing photo manipulation and digital art ever since.
You also do work a lot of biblical connotations, like you were saying about the 72 virgins, but some of your work has like swastikas and, you know, very opposite elements in one piece.
I think the swastika is the most extreme I've ever done. It was to prove a point, which is everybody's shocked by the fact that, you know, an Israeli artist used a swastika.
Definitely.
But daily, you know, real estate developers are ruining the skyline for Jerusalem, and that's going to be there for 200 years. And we somehow let that slide. So that was
without batting an eyelid.
Exactly. It's just, you know, everybody, the nice people are making money. Don't bother them.
Definitely.
As far as biblical themes are concerned, I think that, you know, we have this wonderful heritage, and especially as Israelis, we're somehow disconnected from it. I think maybe because the state, we view religion and religious education as something that the state forces upon us.
Definitely.
And I was actually traveling through India, you know, through the temples, and suddenly it hit me. You know, I live in a city which is 3,000 years old, and I haven't even begun to delve into my own heritage.
Definitely.
And I wanted to take back, you know, this legacy that I'm part of.
And how fun Judaism can be, and different it is, definitely. And for our viewers out there, what is your favorite piece that you've done?
I think probably one of my favorite pieces is a piece called Bathsheba, which relates to the story of David and Bathsheba. And, you know,
and we all know how that one ended.
Yeah, she was, you know, bathing nude on the rooftops, and he was a voyeur. The king was a voyeur. So I like the fact that the Bible was never worried about dealing with these issues.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much. For everyone at home, check out Mike's website at digitalartprintgallery.com and his Twitter stuff as well. And I will be checking out your Twitter site. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Great being here.
Pleasure to meet you.
Bye.
Having two passports no longer means country hopping without a visa, espionage or fake bank accounts. For some South Africans, having an Israeli passport might actually land them in prison. I think I'll just get rid of that one, thanks. But guys, it's actually really not that funny. Maybe I should join a Mujahideen group or something. They seem to be much better understood these days.
A war which seems to create more controversy by the day. Allegations of possible Israeli war crimes during the war on Gaza are nothing new. But the call to investigate and, if needs be, prosecute South African citizens involved in the war may come as a surprise.
Well, now for something that even makes me blush. Here's a robot which did not make it into the Star Wars movies, or at least not the PG version. And if these things actually start appearing, then I'm screwed. As if it's not hard enough to find a guy, and I have to compete with a perfect body, perfect mouth, God, perfect everything android.
What we're really talking about is the simulation of human behavior. It doesn't really matter whether a robot really feels empathy for you or whether it really has a particular emotion. What matters is whether you perceive it to have.
Another cool, creative, single guy, God, I love this job, has made his name remixing YouTube videos. Well, that's like a DJ and a VJ, and they kind of mix it up, and, well, never mind. Our very own Kim Chamovich went out and brought back these sounds and images. By the way, we all wish her a huge mazel tov on the birth of her new baby girl.
I really cruise around the internet a lot, you know, searching for anything creative.
And from creative cool to stupid but funny. This guy makes us laugh out loud, and the fact that he does that should raise some serious questions about ourselves. But to hell with it. He's Jewish, he's single, and he's on a boat, yo!
I'm on a boat! I'm on a boat! Everybody look at me, cause I'm sailing on a boat! I'm on a boat! I'm on a boat! Take a good hard look at the motherfucking boat!
Well, that's our first show. Did you like it, or do you think you could do it better? Feedback is always welcomed, except if it's negative, of course. Oh, and we're short on a video editor, so if you know anyone, give us a call. Remember I told you about our Jews That Do contest at the beginning? And I also want to give you a heads up on the next Leadel live event. It's pretty cool. We do live video conferencing with the Minister of Public Diplomacy, Yuli Edelstein, too bad he's married, and a different Jewish community from around the world. On December 1st, we'll be in Milan, Italy, the land of luxury leather goods. It's at 3 o'clock GMT. Hit up our website to find out more about that. See you next week, guys. Ciao.